What's up, everybody? Well, I got another unboxing video for you guys today, and today my 1TB Steam Deck OLED model has come. Now, I wanted the limited edition one, but that wasn't meant to be. It did a bunch of stuff, and I thought they were sold out, but it turns out they were just coming in, what you would call it, like little timed drops, you know, like these ones launched right out here. Now we say they're out of stock, then at 3 p.m. a more stock comes in, that kind of thing. But I already had this and figured, you know what, as cool as it is, I don't feel like canceling my order, going through all this rigmarole just to get the limited edition one. It would have been cool if I would have just got it, but I didn't want to go through all that. So I'm just gonna have the normal edition, which is okay. Now, hopefully it's okay, because it seems to have quite a little bump right there, but I think we'll be all right. So now that we've got the intro out of the way, why don't we go ahead and start getting this guy unboxed. All right, seems to be done very similar to the first one I got, so let's just get our trusty Cold Steel Voyager thing out here. Here we go. Yep, Misty heard tape. I'm sure she's on her way. Hello? No, I'm making an unboxing video. Please don't jump up here, okay? Alright, so here we go. When you open up your box, you are greeted with your Steam Deck OLED little packaging here. So before we do anything else, let's see what we get here. This is probably like the... Oh, Misty, no. I know you want to be in the video and you heard tape, but you gotta get down, yes. Meow, meow, meow. Don't get all swipey at me. She gets mad when I don't let her do what she wants to do. I think that's just a cat thing in general, though. So, anyway, though. So, you get this little tiny little box here. Oh, I do still need the knife. Okay. It always worries me when she's underneath me when I have sharp objects. I don't want to butterfingers and then drop the knife on her. So, I'm just going to keep it over the box. There we go. Now I can't drop the knife on the kitten's head. So, let's open this up. And what are we greeted with? We've got a really long cord. I think that's longer than my other one, but... And then you've got some information and whatnot at the bottom there. Can I get that out easily? Alright, Misty, no. You're definitely not jumping up there and jumping right onto the laptop. I'm not going to let that happen, sorry. Oh, you... Now she's hissing at me. I'm being nice. At least I'm not like a lot of cat owners or just animal owners. A lot of them will just yell at you really loud and like kick you off and stuff. So you should be thankful I'm such a nice cat owner, Misty. Here, you want to play with the box? Here. There you go. Go to town on it. Have fun with your tape. Just don't choke on it. Alright, so let's open this up the rest of the way. Get it out of its little packaging. So we've got Steam Deck OLED, your games in a whole new light. That's definitely an interesting way to put it. So now can I just slide it out, or am I going to have to break it? Nope, we can slide it out. So, there we go. You've got a little orange logo now instead of a blue one for the Steam Deck logo. Oh, we've got... What in the heck is this? Glad I noticed that. There we go. So now let's open it. Maybe. Oh, cool. It's a little different than my other one. I thought it was going to be basically the same thing with different colors, but I don't have that on my other Steam Deck. So there we go. Sorry about the unfocusing. It doesn't focus well with things that just are black screens and stuff. Sometimes it just has issues. But anyway, let's go ahead and grab that out real fast. That's pretty cool. Alright, I saw one video where like the bottom came out, but I think that's just the one with the limited edition. But I just wanted to make sure. So... What else do we get? Oh, it's stuck to the back of the thing. So you also get a white cloth here for cleaning your screen. The other one came with a black one that I still have around here somewhere. So we'll keep that around since I've gotten quite a few comments about keeping the screens on my stuff clean. Since I don't know where the other one is, we'll just keep that one out and start wiping stuff down with it. Anyway though, let's get all of this nonsense out of the way and let's go boot this thing up for the first time. Alright, now let's take a quick look around this thing. Now, some differences I can already tell you right away that I see is this is different color. And they feel definitely a little different, like their shape, and they're more grippy. So that's cool. I also see different color labels for the buttons. They're gray instead of white, so that's interesting. Screen's obviously a little bit bigger with less bezel, so that's cool. And sorry if the camera kind of goes out of focus a little bit here and there. It doesn't really like being pointed at things that are just black screens. But anyway, let's just finish looking around here. So you got yourself your thumb thing. That feels about the same as the last one. These, like I said, feel a lot better. You got your little track pads right there. You got your Steam button and your other button right there. Then you've got, like I said, there's your other buttons. They feel pretty much the exact same as the other one. Got your speakers under there too. Then on the top, you got your same volume rocker over here. It's not a rocker, but volume buttons. Your 3.5mm headphone jack, your vent. You got your USB-C, your power light, and you even got a orange power button now. That actually looks kind of nice. Let's see. Yep, the triggers all feel the same. And now let's just take a quick look at the back. You got your little buttons and you got your little vent at the bottom. And then you've got your place to put an SD card, which I do have an extra 1TB that I had gotten for the Ally, but then I decided that's a bad design flaw. It's going to keep breaking them. I'm not going to keep putting $100 SD cards in that son of a bitch just to have it break them. So we saved it, and now we'll go ahead and we'll put it in this guy and actually get some use out of it. But I think I'll just do that off the video and whatnot. But anyway, let's go get the thing plugged in, and if I remember correctly, if you just plug it in, it just auto starts. So we're going to just go ahead, plug the plug in, and then we'll turn the camera back on and we'll get a first boot and all that stuff. Alright guys, now like with anything new I get, before we do the first boot, let's just take our arbitrary hit of our weed. And now, we've got the plug already plugged in. So, let's plug it in for the first time. And we'll see if it's like the other one. Now when I got my first Steam Deck, that turned it on automatically. Yep. So there we go. It even keeps the same, whatchamacallit, going on here. We got a red logo here instead of a blue one, like on my old one. So, alright, it's doing its thing. At least there's something on the screen now. My camera loves to lose focus when there's just black screened things. Even my white Ally, it doesn't matter. It's black screen, it sits and goes, I don't know what to focus on. I'm not focusing on anything, bro. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it's a great camera, don't get me wrong, but it's not without its little quirks. It also needs to have the perfect amount of light, or it'll do these weird rainbow bands in editing. Doesn't do it on the file itself. If you just look at the file, just on your desktop, fine. In the program you're editing in, fine. But as soon as you actually edit it and encode it, then all of a sudden it has an issue. So, alright, we're at the starting screen now. Whoops, didn't mean to crash into my thing there, but we did. So, we are English. I am Eastern. Oh. All right. We'll sign into that real quick. All right. So, we've got ourselves connected to our Wi-Fi. So let's hit continue and see what else we've got here. So now we're going to install. All right, so that might just take a little bit. So it says it's going to take 3 minutes. I don't really believe that. No, seems to be about right. I thought it was going to just start plummeting down real fast. But anyway, we're not going to sit here and stare at this screen for 2 minutes, so we shall be right back. Alright, well, after a quick reboot, I'm greeted with a message that says, firmware update. Hello, you've got one of the first Steam Deck OLED units. And we need to install some updates before you're ready to go. This will take 7 to 8 minutes. It requires a couple of reboots. Your screen will turn off for a minute in the middle. Hang tight and you'll be gaming in no time. Well, alright then. We'll go ahead and install that update and we'll be back after that's done too. I'm not going to sit here and make you guys sit through 7 minutes if I wasn't going to make you watch or go through 3 minutes of that first installation. Alright, well, the firmware update only took like 3-4 minutes. Not no 7, but still. Glad I didn't make you guys wait through any of that. And then right after that, it was pretty much just the login screen, which I just signed in real quick with my phone by scanning a QR code, and boom, now here we are at this step. Alright, so they're basically just telling you quickly what all this stuff does. For anybody who's new, obviously I know all this stuff, but this is an unboxing video, and this might be somebody else's first Steam Deck or the first time watching a video on it, so I'll just go real slow here. And then last of all, below is the SD card slot, which is a good thing it's below, where it doesn't get overheated and die constantly, like a certain other handheld that I certainly happen to have. Alright, have fun. We hope you enjoy the Steam Deck. Alright, cool. And there we go. Man, that screen looks nice. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to get some gameplay videos of this. But anyway, now for fun, why don't I go ahead and go grab my other Steam Deck and we can compare it to that. Just for fun. We can see what's different and how much different the screens look. If the camera's so willing to show us the difference. That might not even show up in camera for all I know, but let's give it a try. Alright, well, here we go. Here are the differences. You can definitely see that the screen is a little bit bigger on the OLED model on the top there. Definitely brighter. Like, let's just see if we come up and look at that. And then if we know that they're at the same brightness in the settings. So you can definitely tell the OLED is definitely brighter and the colors pop more, that's for sure. But with all the updates they have for this screen doesn't look nearly as crappy as it did when it first came out. And then, just for fun, I also brought the Ally out here. Let's see if the fingerprint thing was actually willing to work. Nope. No, I don't need the dang keyboard. But anyway, now here's the Ally screen. It's at the same kind of brightness too. About 80% brightness on all of them. So this screen is definitely a little bit better than that, but obviously that screen is more vibrant, even though this is higher resolution and higher refresh rate and has VRR. I don't know which one I will prefer yet. But I'm excited to find out. So what I need to do is go download some games and also install this little guy right here. I already got my little SD card ready to go. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. Got my SD card ready to go. So I'm going to go install that. Download some games. Not necessarily an SD card. I just want to install it before it gets lost. These things are so tiny. But anyway, I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back, because I want to, play a little bit of a game, Alright, real quick, I figured we'd get a little Cyberpunk gameplay in on all the different handhelds here, just to compare them all. I figured we'd start with the old school Steam Deck with the LCD first. So, we're not going to run no frame limit or anything, so I just wanted to pop in here and show you guys. We're at 60. There's nothing stopping it from going, full speed. And in here we've got a resolution at 1280 by 800. And then as far as graphics go, we just have it on the quick preset for Steam Deck, and that's just what we're going to do on everything. Well, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Alright, what in the heck? There we go, cool. So that's how we can do that. Anyway, still learning how this thing works here in this game. Every game has different controls. But anyway, we're on the Steam Deck preset. So let me just show you guys real quick. We'll scroll through real fast. And alright, now let's go hop into the game and we'll see how it plays. So here we go with a little bit of some gameplay here on the original Steam Deck with the LCD. You can get anywhere from 30 something to all the way up to 50 every once in a while, but it seems to average around like the mid 40s. Plus we're not in the most populated area. So let's try to run around a little bit. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll probably like limit it to like 3 minutes of gameplay per thing. But in that 3 minutes, let's try to find a little bit more people, huh? Seems like we're kind of off in the middle of nowhere. Now, I really wish I could just pull up the map and fast travel everywhere, but I'm pretty sure I would need to find some place to go to do that. Well, I can definitely see how they get a lot of the performance. They cut down on lots of the people. But this thing doesn't have exactly the strongest CPU in it, so that's probably a good thing. So I might be chasing a dragon here. There might not be any populated areas. There's some people. But they don't look like people I want to mess with. They would fuck me up real good. Oh, hello. Didn't even load in the graphics there for a second. But yeah, we got the screen brightness up at about 90%, I would say, and we got the speakers at like 40%. That's what we're going to do on all the different systems. That's pretty much the plan anyway. More of those peeps. So yeah, it looks like I found some people walking around now, but I'm pretty sure they've just got it on super low people. So I'm not going to find any heavily densely populated areas because there just aren't any right now. That's the only way I can get acceptable frame rates. Stop. Oh, there's a little stutters. But still very playable. Anyway, though, why don't we now go ahead and move on to the Steam Deck OLED. Alright, we're going to do the same settings as we did on the other Steam Deck. So we're just doing the Steam Deck settings at 800p. Only thing we got to change is we don't want that on, because then we get limited to 30 and we don't want that. So there's that, and then for graphics settings, we're on the Steam Deck preset just like we were on the original Steam Deck. So I'll just scroll down real quick just so you guys can see what all that entails. And there we go. Now, let's go jump on into the game, and we'll see how it looks on the OLED. Alright guys, here we go now. We're on the Steam Deck OLED. I thought for sure I was going to get hit by a car. So let's just run around again, just like we did on the original Steam Deck for like 3 minutes or so. And then, just for fun, we'll even throw the ROG Ally into the mix. That way you guys can see how all three act in the same game at the same settings. And I'll still, of course, do an OLED Steam Deck versus my Ally video and an old Steam Deck versus new Steam Deck video too, just for fun. I just have to pick out some games to verse them against and whatnot, and this might even be one of them. But one thing I can say is the speakers sound actually a little bit quieter at the same volume. Can't really tell whether or not they're crisper or better, but they definitely sound a little quieter. But the fan speed, on the other hand, and fan noise is way lower on this thing. And I mean, we just started playing, we're only like a minute in, but the temps seem a lot better so far too. I think I was getting in the 70s, 80s on the original Steam Deck. And I don't have that thing overclocked or anything like that. I do have that like cryo bits or whatever that thing is, but I just have like it optimized. Whatever that does. I didn't overclock the RAM, the GPU, or the CPU. But yeah, FPS-wise, I mean, this might be a couple FPS ahead, but they seem very similar. I wouldn't be able to tell them apart FPS-wise if I didn't have a frame rate counter on. However, I could definitely tell there's a huge uptick in picture quality and brightness and clarity and all that stuff. So this is a pretty awesome upgrade already, just for that screen. Even if it didn't have like a slightly lower nanometer CPU, which gets you better temps, and a better fan that gets you better temps, better feeling joysticks and all that stuff. It all adds up. So, see, this is nice. I don't think people would have given Nintendo so much crap if Nintendo like did all that extra work and, you know, worked with Nvidia to give them like the highest quality Tegra processor they could or something like that. Because it's not like this has a new processor in either. And then like maybe up the RAM speed on it and give them a lot more than like 30 more gigs of storage. And then I don't think people would have been as mad, but the Switch was pretty much just like, hey, we're going to slap OLED on this thing and call it quits. Cool? Alright, sweet. So, I've seen some people be like, well, why is it okay for Steam to do it, but not for Nintendo? And it's because they did a lot of extra work here. I mean, if it had a completely new processor and GPU in it, this would be like a whole new handheld. But even with the little upfresh, it still seems to help quite a bit. If anything, this seems slightly smoother. But that might just be because it's OLED, and OLED just kind of makes things feel more responsive. Because there's less input delay. And there's still just a hair, but it's almost negligible. And the other Steam Deck's not that bad either, but you compare the two of them and you're like, oh wow. But anyway, now let's go move on to the Ally. Alright, so now we're going to do the same kind of settings on the Ally here, except for we gotta do 720p since it's a 16:9 display, not a 16:10 like the Steam Deck screen. So we have to do 720p instead of 800p, but the difference between those is negligible, honestly. And as far as graphics go, we're gonna do the same Steam Deck preset, just keep things fair. So, geez, that one is like way more sensitive. So we still balance FSR just like we're on the other one. So, jeez. Sorry that's so jumpy. I don't know what the heck's up with this. Anyway, though, there's all the settings we're using. So, let's go hop into the game and we'll see how the Ally does. So, now we're going to do same test on the ROG Ally here, so you guys can see what it's like. Screen's at the same brightness. Volume's at the same level and everything at 40%. So let's run around a little bit and give us some gameplay. Now, right away, I can tell this one's getting way more FPS, but it is slightly more powerful, so it makes sense. And I think this thing's LCD screen is actually pretty nice. It's not quite as good or color popping as the, whatchamacallit, Steam Deck OLED, but still not bad. But where the OLEDs really have the big advantages in the darker scenes and whatnot, not out in the light like this. So when I was running around like this on the Steam Deck OLED, we weren't really showing it off in its best environment. If I would have gone to like night, into like a very dark part of the city or something, we'd still be able to see like all the detail of like dark things, where stuff like this would kind of gray out on this screen. It wouldn't be the end of the world, obviously. You gotta depend on what you want. Do you want a nice OLED screen with colors and all that stuff? Or do you want a 1080p IPS screen with variable refresh rate and 120 Hz versus 90 Hz on the Steam Deck OLED, or 60 on the original? So you just gotta decide what you want. And the original one goes for good value right now while supplies last. The Steam Deck, I mean. Yeah, I'd still say the Ally has the best speakers out of all of them, that's for sure. Which is crazy, because I used to, like, say the Steam Deck had, like, crazy good speakers, and they still are good. These are just a little more clear and a little louder. But they had some teething pains at first. I was getting audio crackling and a whole bunch of other stuff, but after some updates, they fixed it. And before that, I just turned off, like, spatial audio or something like that. So, that was cool. Hey, we just found Little China. So that's pretty cool. We drop under 60 every once in a while, but for the most part, we seem to be a 60-ish FPS experience. So that's pretty cool.
What did you just do?
I pushed you because I was paying attention to the sky. That's what. Anyway though, I think that's enough gameplay on all the different systems, so now, why don't we go ahead and go wrap this unboxing video on up. Well alright guys, that is a wrap for the unboxing of the 1TB Steam Deck OLED, and it is quite the nice upgrade. I mean, compared to the other two, you can tell how much brighter the screen is from this particular thing, and I don't think it's a camera angle. Even if I point it up like that, it still doesn't make them any brighter than they are. It's just LCDs aren't quite as bright, but they're not unusable, and without anything like an OLED to compare them to, they look great still. I mean, the original Steam Deck with all the updates it got, even it doesn't look that bad anymore. And the Ally screen has always been great. It might not be the most color accurate screen out there, I don't know. Don't have anything to test that, but to my eyes, it looks great. And you have the nice Vero AMD FreeSync, and you got 120 Hertz. That guy is 60, and then this guy is 90 with OLED 800p. So these both are 800p, that's 1080p, but you can also do 900p. Get him to not go to sleep on us. 900p or 720p. You got your own options. Obviously, you could do the same thing with those things with FreeSync and all that stuff too. But in any case though, that is all I got for you guys for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm definitely going to do some more videos here of a comparison, like a direct comparison versus the old Steam Deck versus the OLED. And then we'll definitely do a Steam Deck OLED versus the Ally and some games and just comparing them and all that stuff too, just for fun. But in any case, that is about all I got for you guys for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video though, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.